He's in the cage to my right as the Wildcats move from right to left across your screen. That's P to Q across your keyboard. The RoadRunners in their home white sweaters. Matej Tomek is in the cage to my left as they skate Q to P across your keyboard. It'll be APAP to take the opening face-off against Mike Gornall. Tonight's officials, Stan Shurik is the referee with the orange armbands. Addison Brush and Chris Waterstrott are the linesmen as the puck way here in Topeka as the first period gets going. Brought to you by American Classified. The Roadrunners send this one in deep. Here is Cam Knight looking to chip it forward. Puck is loose there, and a good cancel job by APAP, where someone was all alone on the back door. Staub trying to chop at this one. Now it's APAP looking to step around his man. Took a shoulder to the midsection. That upended him as picking up the puck is Tyler Hayes. Hayes, with 30 seconds gone here in the first period, will wheel his way through the middle of the ice and chip this one in. Knight will settle in his own defensive zone. He'll wheel it back behind the cage and then swivel it along the boards to Matt Cook. Cook has some trouble with it. For Norris towards the net there by Fernsler. Knocked aside there by Austin Shaw. Into the corner it goes, trying to work it loose. The Wildcats were not able to clear as a shot is saved there and parried aside by Shaw. Spun back to the top of the zone. Litviak cancels his man out as Cook will look to start a breakout. As Albrecht in front of him, doesn't use him. Albrecht gets back to the blue line, but Brush says he didn't get back in time. So that'll get us our first whistle of the evening, 19:01 remaining in the first period. And a neutral zone face-off will ensue. Ben Horner with you here, Wildcats fans. Thanks so much for making us a part of your Sunday evening. A rare 6:05 start here as off the face-off. Farmer isn't able to win that one. Fernsler got it back to the blue line. Good step up here by Townsend to keep Fornaris from stepping away as it's forced back deeper for Shearer to corral. Shearer ridden into there by Austin Albrecht. Puck loose. Albrecht trying to work his stick free to keep the forecheck going as Shearer will take this one off to the near side. Squirts its way into the neutral zone. Chernyuk now fighting to maintain possession. Puck is still loose as Farmer gains a zone. On his backhand, into the near side wall, he's pressed. Tries to play it towards the middle of the ice. It caroms along for Litviak to stash into the corner. Scherer, first to it here. Bumped it softly off the wall. Poland will pick this one up and look to motor ahead as both teams are in the midst of a change. Poland got to the red line, sent this one in deep. Shaw out of his cage, sticks this one along as Townsend will move it to Chernyuk, who moves it right back to Townsend. Townsend, pass through the middle of the ice, was behind Reisinger. This is going to go for icing here as we'll get another whistle, 18:09 remaining in the first period. And that's something that we saw last night. The Wildcats were not clicking at 100% on their breakout passes. And Reisinger, you'd expect him to be a little bit more out of sync than everyone else. Remember, he has missed the last three contests for the Wildcats on international duty with Austria. More on that in a moment as we're back to play here. Oakley trying to dig this one loose on the far side, just inside the blue line, as they'll scrum for it. Subri in there to support. It's flung along the glass. Behind the net it goes. Chernyuk first to it here. Quickly up the wall. Reisinger ridden into the wall. Subri chips this one out into the neutral zone. Sutter played along to his D partner and Ryan O'Connor. Now it's on the stick of Sutter once more. I shouldn't say D partner as Sutter is a forward. Playing off the boards and in deep as the first to it here is Shane Kosmeski. Kosmeski with Reniker setting up shop on the forecheck. Now he'll come to the bench for a change. Kosmeski swings it off to the far side where Hinchin steps onto it. His pass intercepted. Having to leave it on a delayed offside. Good little break there as Bo Domer wasn't able to skate into that one as Hinchin's pass was ambitious and got knocked aside. They'll look to start it once more. Hinchin. Now it's Lazarus. Lazarus has a lot of traffic around him, so he'll skate behind the net, look to play it up to Yeager, who had swooped back to collect. Now it's Kosmeski. His hard pass up the ice. Intercepted, but Lazarus got it along to Beaulieu anyway. Here's Beaulieu loading. Shot blocked away. Off to the far side it caroms. Lazarus ties up on the far side half wall. It's pulled away from him here as Chernyuk has a good step at the blue line to keep the Roadrunners from sprinting away, but still they'll maintain possession. Over 3 minutes played here, no score, and just a couple of shots as that one gets up and out of play off the stick of a Wildcats man on a headman breakout pass. So we'll get another whistle, 16:46 remaining in the first period. No score here as Topeka has had a couple of early shots, but both teams kind of just feeling each other out for the time being. Off the face-off here is Matt Cook. Cook gives it along to Cam Knight. Knight trying to walk his way through some traffic. Got it back after he left it behind and got it along to Staub. Here is Staub. He'll take it behind the net. Ties up with APAP there as Poland picks up the loose puck for Topeka, and they'll look to start it forward. Poland skates onto it on a return pass. Over the red line he goes and plays this one in deep. Cook and Knight back there to move it along there. Staub will roll Erzowski into the boards. Nice reverse by Erzowski up to the point, and this one blocked down there by APAP and will go all the way down the ice. Poland has to hustle back as the Wildcats look to start up the forecheck. APAP on a good skate, putting Poland under some pressure as Staub gets involved as well. Hacked into the neutral ice, though. Bringing it forward, here's Erzowski. Tripped at the blue line there, as this is on the stick of Gornall and swung down to the near side half wall. Tied up in some skates as Matt Cook will leave it for APAP. Tries to bump it back along for Cook. Instead, it's taken by Irvine. Irvine ridden off it here. APAP up the wall looking for Albrecht. Albrecht will protect on this near side and give it back to Matt Cook in his defensive corner. Cook. Pass eventually reached Cam Knight, but not before Gornall got a stick in the way. Either way, Cook will wheel this one up ahead for Farmer. Cuts inside. Here is Farmer. Ridden off it. Stepping forward, here is Fernsler. As a man in the middle, that's for Norris. Fernsler will take this one behind the net. Slams on the brakes and shakes past Matt Cook. Fernsler gives it off behind the net for Norris. Norris looking to play out towards the front of the net, and a good defensive stick there by Farmer. And it's worked along to Reisinger to give to Litviak. Here is Litviak, 1-on-3, skates it to the wall, loses possession as he was unwilling to chip it to the corner. As picking this one up and almost turning it over there was O'Connor. He found Brennan, however, as Cam Strong plays this one blindly through the middle of the ice. Litviak first onto it, barely onside play, but will play on as O'Connor has it with 14:55 remaining in the first period. Turned over, Subri towards the net. Here is Litviak, he couldn't corral it. Litviak dangling around one man, loses the puck as he got a little too fancy there, as Strong will look to start the breakout here for the RoadRunners. Cuts inside Reisinger. Got to the red line, so no icing here, as Shaw will put the brakes on this puck behind the net for Chernyuk to grab it and give it quickly along to Townsend. Here is Townsend. Now it's Beaulieu. Felt the pressure coming, played it farther along. Good continuation of play here by Townsend to skate in pursuit, as this one is swung back all the way down the ice. Cook will race back to meet it here, just in front of the icing line here, as now he'll spin away. Taken down awkwardly there on the forecheck by Hiko Saka, as there's some history between those two guys. Hiko Saka got a 2 and a 10 for checking from behind, and it was Matt Cook that he buried last night. No penalty on that one as we play on, as Hayes has it for Topeka. Here's Tyler Hayes skating laterally. He'll gain the wing on the left side, and he'll leave it behind here as Subri tries to skate through the check of Hiko Saka. He does just that. Subri waiting for it. Thrown towards the net off a stick, and Karam's away. Played out of the zone by the RoadRunners. Cam Knight was coming to the bench for a change. Kuzmeski had played it off to him. Hinchin quickly onto the ice, as getting it back here is Kuzmeski after Albrecht took a shot up around the Chicklets. Here's Kuzmeski, onside play, barely, thought he had left it behind, but will play on as Maver will play this one into the corner. Now it's Jaeger, Albrecht, now Lazarus, they're hacking at it, can't settle. Poland takes the puck on his backhand, he'll glass this one out into the neutral zone. Jaeger hustling back here, has some pressure on his back, and he'll spin away from Maver here and bump this one along for Kuzmeski to take. Albrecht blew a tire, uncontested. He'll get the puck from Kuzmeski, though, and roll this one along the kick plate into the zone. It goes. Jaeger, nice job here. Played in front. Albrecht jams it off the side of the cage. Now it's Jaeger once more. Left it for Lazarus now. Lazarus on his backhand. Stashes to the corner where Jaeger continues it along for Albrecht. Albrecht and Lazarus and Jaeger continuing their work down low. Albrecht trying to hook it towards the front of the net. In the corner it goes. Poland jabs this one up the wall where Lutz hacks at it but can't get it free. Karam's onto the stick of Poland once more, however, on a second attempt. He'll settle and give this one up to Bo Domer. Domer and Kuzmeski having some trouble with it there. Good recovery by Kuzmeski as Hinchin works this one up the wall. Reisinger is able to force this one into the neutral zone. O'Connor sends it back in deep as Shaw leaves this one behind the cage for Kuzmeski. Kuzmeski bumps it along for Hinchin. Now it's along to Staub. Staub has some trouble with it, but he'll fish it free and work it into the neutral zone once more. Brennan. Erzowski got to stick to it here. I didn't see the deflection, but we'll play on as icing is waved off. 12-10 remaining in this first period. No score here as the Wildcats have yet to get a grade A opportunity here, and according to the big board, they have yet to record a shot on goal. Reisinger trying to fix that on his shift here as it's loose just inside the blue line. Townsend couldn't get his stick free to hold his own. Now with a step, it's Erzowski tries to lead it along there to a man in front. Chernyuk got himself in the way and clears. All RoadRunners to start this contest. Townsend had his stick reversed in his hands, had to switch it around quickly. He did so, worked it along for Farmer, but he wasn't able to clear. Townsend in his own zone once more. Litviak wants it, he'll get it. Left wing side, charging up the ice. Now through the middle, it's Farmer. Couldn't corral the pass cleanly. Taking it away is Fornaris. Fornaris Up the middle. Now back onto the stick of Farmer. Quickly up along for Austin Beaulieu now. Beaulieu, left wing side, this near side that is, and he'll take it into the corner and give to Farmer. Farmer and Beaulieu trying to work things free as Litviak goes his way towards the slot. Here is Farmer. Beaulieu still continuing to battle for it here. Near side half wall it comes. Now it squirts down low for Daniel Brickley to take this one. Loose puck. Here's Beaulieu, and he left it behind. It went through his legs, or he might have been able to set up a good shot. Cook stood Brickley up. That allows Cam Knight to pick this one up. Trying to shield off the forecheck of Fornaris. Throws him out of his way, but he's tied up. Fernsler hooked out in front, deflected away there. Beaulieu will settle and skate this one up the ice. Up to the red line. He'll just ladle this one softly along. It rolls up short of icing. Subri softly pushed his man down to the ice. That was Poland, as this is onto the stick of Sutter. Trying to win it back here is Paul Subri. It's towards the cage of Tomek. He'll knock it along to be played by Shearer. 10:25 remaining in a scoreless first period. Shearer, near side, put it right on the tape of Matt Cook. Here is Cook. Pass along for Oakley. Oakley shot saved by Tomek. First grade A look at the game goes to the Wildcats. It's Subri now trying to step back the other way where the RoadRunners. Instead, Cook will force this one away and give it up to Albrecht. Here's Albrecht looking to drop it. His shot into the glove of Tomek instead, and he will hold on. 10:06 remaining in the first period as the Wildcats are scoreless against the Topeka RoadRunners here. As they had a good look there, playing it towards the front of the net for Evan Oakley was Matt Cook along the left wing side. Oakley is a guy who has not had a point in his last 4 contests, and he is looking to break that duck here tonight. Ben Horner with you on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing. As we're underway in the first period, about halfway through it, 10:01 remaining in this first. And I mentioned it on the broadcast last night, but I will mention it again. First goal, very important in this one. The Wildcats are 16-1-0 when scoring first. Meanwhile, Topeka 19-2-0 when scoring first. Kind of against the pattern. We saw a scoreless first period last night. Typically, Topeka raced out into early leads. Instead, it was a cagey first period, and I think you can kind of chalk that one up to both teams being a little bit rusty in terms of game action. We'll get back to it here with the face-off to the right of Tomek. Yeager to take the draw. It floats towards the slot. Sutter will settle this one down and skate forward for Topeka. To the middle of the ice. Hikosaka gets a stick to it. No icing here as Kuzmeski bumps this one along for Lazarus. Lazarus gave it to Hinchin. Hinchin will flip this one forward. This will skip its way towards the end line and come up short just at the last second. It's waved off. Brennan bumped off the back wall. Sutter, headman pass. Oh, and he couldn't catch it cleanly. And it ramps up into the protective netting. Sutter had gotten behind everyone, but he couldn't catch the pass cleanly, and that prevented a clean breakaway in one-on-one on Austin Shaw. 9:41 remaining in the first period. Neutral zone faceoff here. So not only do the RoadRunners not get the breakaway, they don't get an offensive zone draw either. As taking the draw will be APAP against Gornall. APAP won it, caromed off a leg. Gornall took it as bringing it forward. Here's Brickley. Shot deflected off Chernyuk and goes up out of play and quickly bounced back in, but we got the quick whistle. So no repeat of what you might have seen in the Bruins-Columbus game last night in the NHL, where the Jackets scored a goal after the puck had been sent out of play. Play continued for 2 or 3 minutes. They wound up scoring. Unsurprisingly, Jack Edwards, the Bruins broadcaster, was none too pleased about that one. You can find that on YouTube and Yahoo Sports if you're so inclined. Either way, we're back to it here as this is Colin Staub picking it up along the bench area, skating through 1, now 2, now 3, and it's served off to the near side for Beaulieu. Back into the corner it goes. Staub trying to work it free as APAP gets involved. Staub and APAP trying to maintain possession below the goal line. Here is Brickley. APAP draped all over him, but Brickley will step away easily enough. Reverse back along to the far side. Erzowski plays this one up ahead for Irvine to skate onto. Here's Irvine gaining the zone. Gornall to his right and uses him. Tries to go back to him. Puck is loose as everyone overskates, and APAP will pick this one up. Got it along for Colin Staub. Staub loading, shot, blockered away, and into the protective netting it goes. 8:49 remaining in the first period as the Wildcats and RoadRunners are scoreless here. Wildcats were in the midst of a change. Smart heady play there by Colin Staub, one of the smartest players on this team in terms of his hockey IQ. He knew he was skating 1-on-3, so instead of trying to do too much, he sent it on goal, as this is Cherniak towards the net, wide of the cage. And it was blockered away. Penalty upcoming here. It's going to be against Topeka. Litviak went down. It'll be a hooking call as the Wildcats, the league's leading power play unit, will head to work for the first time this evening. A hooking call. We have yet to see a Topeka skater come over to the box, as it will be Luca Maver who gets whistled for the infraction. Oh no, check that. It's going to be served by Luca Maver. The penalty is assessed to Matej Tomek. So the Wildcats will head to the power play for the first time this evening. As off the faceoff, it's won but cleared all the way down. On the year, the Wildcats 23.6% on the power play, first in the North American Hockey League. 26 power play goals on 110 attempts. Here's Kosmeski wheeling it through the middle of the ice. Chipped it along. Here's Oakley, near side half wall. Oakley taken off it. Back into the neutral ice it goes as Townsend will collect just inside his own blue line. Here's Townsend. Pass up the ice. Reisinger skitters off his skate. Couldn't catch it cleanly. Brickley rolls this one around the boards. Oakley settles far side half wall, trying to chip it towards the corner. Kosmeski, puck is worked loose to this near side. It comes. Sutter will look to skate forward short-handed. Here is Sutter. Nice back check there by Lazarus. Lazarus wheels it back to the near side where Reisinger gives the stop. Here is Stop towards the middle. His shot into some bodies here. Loose puck. Here is Lazarus. In the corner he'll go. Back up to the point. Cook holding. Shot goes high and gets the glass. Here is Stop. Left it behind here for Lazarus. Now it's Lazarus once more. Play towards the middle. Here is Matt Cook on his backhand. Wheels on it. Gives it to Reisinger. Reisinger back along for Cam Knight as Beaulieu gets involved. Here is Knight towards the net. Blocked by a leg of a Topeka skater, and back to the neutral zone it goes. 45 seconds remaining in the power play for the Wildcats in a scoreless first period. Here is Tommy Apap. Shot saved there on the right pad by Tomek. Last 35 of the Wildcats power play with 7:15 remaining in the first period. This one is wired all the way down the ice by O'Connor. Topeka's penalty kill, 6th in the league, 85.5%. That's 118 killed on 138 opportunities. Here is Beaulieu wheeling his way through the middle. He'll take it off to the left wing side. Looks to play it up to Yeager and does. Back to Beaulieu. Here's Beaulieu, top of the right circle, rather left wing circle. Beaulieu walks it towards the corner for Staub. Back to Beaulieu now. Beaulieu through the middle of the ice. Cook was collapsing back door, didn't reach him. This is Poland, and it's cleared all the way down the ice, and that'll do it on the power play. Shaw looking to get things going very quickly here. Yeager will come back to collect it. Slings it cross ice for Cam Knight. Knight has trouble with the bouncing puck in front of his own bench area. Lots of snow over there as it's loosened some skates and finally picked up by Albrecht. Albrecht and Yeager will combine to maintain possession for the Wildcats as Cook plays this back along for Konstantin Cherniak. Cherniak bumps off the wall. Yeager left it behind. Albrecht will pick it up and give to Matt Cook with 6:10 remaining in a scoreless first period. Through the middle of the ice, it's Yeager as Albrecht skating down the middle. Now Yeager to the near side. He's forced into the corner and loses possession. Trying to dig it loose. Yeager kicked it along. Albrecht trying to get his stick to it there. He wasn't able to do so as Domer got it forward. Now it could be a 2-on-1. Play towards the middle of the ice. Here's O'Connor, save, rebound, they score! 5:51 remaining in the first. And the Wildcats again, for the 4th time this weekend, are burned on a transition rush. I think that's going to be Lutz on the goal. It was a 2-on-1. Shaw made the initial save. Lutz cleaned up the rebound. And it's 1-0. Play here as Wildcats are not in the position they wanted. Topeka gets the first goal as this one is floated in deep. Knight will run his man hard into the boards as Kosmeski works it quickly along for Reisinger. Reisinger's pass to the middle of the ice intercepted. Fernsler. It's onto the stick of Farmer and it's banked off this near side. Reisinger trying to settle it here. Reisinger now Poland trying to work free. Here's Litviak. Litviak loses possession. Too many times that's happened for Nikita this weekend. Here's Fornaris on his backhand. Shot saved and held by Shaw. 5:14 remaining in the first. Wildcats trailing 1-0 here, as the faceoff will be to the left of Austin Shaw. And what really precipitated that was the Wildcats spent a lot of time and energy just trying to keep the puck away from their bench area and their defensive blue line. Then Yeager wasn't able to hold the puck in the offensive zone, and the RoadRunners raced the other way. That's how the Wildcats trail. Here's Austin Beaulieu skating 1-on-3. Beaulieu will take this one wide, puts on the brakes, pressed hard into the wall there, worked it back to the corner. He'll get it back from Townsend. Beaulieu holding, shot goes high, gets the glass. Here is Matt Cook now. Cook along the blue line for Townsend, towards the net, easily kicked away in front by Brickley. Skating it forward, here's Renneker. Renneker to the left wing side and Sutter, back through the middle. Townsend pressed him off it as it swatted up the boards. Back in deep here by Topeka. First to it here is Matt Cook for Wichita Falls with 4:40 remaining in the first. Townsend chips forward for Subri. Subri skates up to the red line. His pass near side. He was looking for Matt Cook. Cook will settle this one. Left it for Albrecht, who jabs it back towards the corner. Here is Cook. Tries to find Albrecht. Staub has it instead. Here is Staub. Outside the left wing circle. Walking in front. Staub shot save. Rebound. Puck loose. Staub towards the net once more. It's still loose at the doorstep. And it's cleared only as far as Cook. Here is Cook. To the middle of the blue line. Kosmeski couldn't reach it as he had stationary feet. As did Albrecht, who was back there. And it split both of them. Sent right back into the offensive zone as the Wildcats are in the midst of a change. As Colin Staub is playing out of his mind this weekend thus far. He skated through 2 or 3 guys still out there as Apap and Reisinger are out there with him. It's O'Connor looking to step forward. Off to the left wing side, it's Erzowski. Erzowski tries to get a step on Knight. Knight does just enough to keep him from getting a shot away, as behind the net with it once more was Erzowski. Apap couldn't fight through the check. Erzowski swings it back behind. Kosmeski ridden awkwardly into the boards here. Now it's given up to Gornall. Gornall pressed into the wall here by Apap. 3:30 remaining in the first. They battle forward to the near side corner. Reisinger wasn't able to clear the zone. Second attempt, lunge there by Subri. Got it over the blue line as Poland will step back in. Here is Poland, takes it to the corner. First to it here is Cam Knight. He'll ride Gornall away from the play as Reisinger will look to lead this one. No one in particular there as Gornall will take this one. Reisinger was expecting Kosmeski to skate onto it. Kosmeski is at the end of his shift. He's gassed, wasn't able to do so. So the pressure is still on here for Topeka. 3 minutes remaining in the first period in a 20-minute session that has been all RoadRunners, it has to be said. Shots on goal, not telling the true story here as Lutz tries to fight through and does. Here's Lutz again, he scores! His second goal of the night, Dominic Lutz makes it 2-0. The Wildcats let Topeka hang around in their offensive zone for a good minute and a half, 2 minutes. And that's what's going to happen. So now the Wildcats are really up against it. Down 2-0. They have the league's best offense, but they have not been able to get much going. Hayes sends this one wide of the cage. First to it here, and sending it back deep was Strong. 2:25 remaining in the first period as Beaulieu has it for Wichita Falls, and they just need to take care of the puck better in their own defensive zone. That's item number 1 on the agenda. Cook plays it softly ahead for Beaulieu. Beaulieu holding on his shot. Now looking to play it towards the middle. Lost the handle. Puck is loose, and Fornaris will step forward. Floats it free. Cook couldn't knife it down. Now it's Strong. Riding his man off it. Beaulieu near side half wall. Ramps it up the glass. It's gloved down by Brickley in the last 2 minutes of this first period. The puck was in the skates of Reisinger and Kosmeski. Neither could get the handle on it. And in the end, Lutz had a 1-on-0 and went upstairs. This is Albrecht playing it towards the corner, or playing a shot towards the net. It was sticked away there, and the far side half wall, Litviak tries to pull it free. Litviak and Farmer trying to keep play going. Litviak goes down to the ice. Fernsler has a gloved hand on him, but no call is upcoming. This is sent all the way down and will go for icing. 26 remaining in the first. The Wildcats trailing 2-0 on goals within 2 or 3 minutes of one another. One of them on a transition rush after they couldn't hold the puck in the offensive zone. The other after Topeka had a 1.5 to 2 minute long shift in their offensive zone. The Wildcats had 2, 3, and 4 opportunities to clear the zone on that attempt. They were not able to do so. Face-off, here's Townsend loading, shot goes high and gets the glass. Tomek was screened. Reisinger pressed hard into the boards, he'll lose the puck as Oakley has it. Oakley near side, he'll protect just along the wall here, now loses out. Gloving it down was Sly Sutter as we tick down towards the last minute of play in the period, brought to you by La Quinta Inns and Suites. So Dominic Lutz, who had scored all of 2 goals this year, has scored 2 in the last 3 minutes as the Wildcats trail 2-0 inside the last 50 seconds of the first period. Chernyuk isn't able to keep Pico Saka from stepping free, and he'll take a penalty. 45.1 seconds remaining, and the Wildcats get called for a hooking minor. Konstantin Chernyuk is not having his best weekend right now, as he'll be looking for some atonement, but either way, the Wildcats will head to the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill for the first time this evening. They were 1 for 1 last night, as they're going to need to kill this one off. There aren't too many teams that are going to be able to come back from a 3-goal deficit against the RoadRunners, especially here's Orzowski. Gave it up, slap shot, save, puck is loose, stop, kicked it away from danger, and will glass it down. Especially against Tomek, to finish that thought, who leads the league in goals against average. On the forecheck here is APAP. Short-handed, Staub and Cam Knight floating around the zone, but it's worked free for Orzowski to start wheeling it forward. Orzowski up the ice, stepping around Cook was strong. Staub was back there to help out. He'll roll this one softly along. No one went in pursuit for the Wildcats, so Irvine will recollect. Back to the corner it goes. For Norris, first to it, 5 seconds remaining in the period. 3 seconds remaining, they'll tie it up in the corner. Can't work it free, and that'll do it in the first. 20 minutes are in the books. The Wildcats trail 2-0 off a pair of goals from Dominic Lutz at 14:09 and 17:13 of the first period. We'll step aside and break it all down. We'll also hear from Wildcats head coach John LaFontaine, as all that and more coming up on the other side of the break. Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing will continue after this on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Here in Topeka, Ben Horner with you from the Landon Arena as the Wildcats are trailing 2-0 after a pair of goals from Dominic Lutz, who has doubled his output on the season. He came into tonight's contest with 2 goals and 3 assists in 26 contests. He scored 2 in the span of 3 minutes or so, as the Wildcats did not get out to the start they wanted. It was all Topeka from the get-go, and Wichita Falls has had a couple of decent looks, but nothing that you could, aside from Oakley's chance that Tomek made a good solid save on, nothing that you could really classify as a grade A, high-quality scoring chance. So some credit has to go to the Topeka defense, but some players for the Wildcats need to adjust their games. Too many players are skating into some traffic and losing the puck, and that's how they're getting burned on these rushes back the other way. The first goal was a broken 2-on-1 after the Wildcats gave up possession in their own zone. And Topeka's a very fast team, and they were able to chip that one ahead, race onto it, and after Shaw made the initial save, both defensemen kind of over-pursued a little bit there, and the end result was Lutz swept it into an empty net. By the way, I noticed on the replay that Austin Shaw got absolutely leveled in that scrum off that first play. That's why he was so out of position. So I think Sturrock, the referee, must have said that it was a Wildcat skater who collided with Shaw, and that's why that one stood. Then, a few minutes later, the Wildcats had a few opportunities to clear the zone. They weren't able to do so. The end result was 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes in the offensive zone for Topeka. They changed on the fly at least once in that span. Tired legs, tired minds, and at the end of the day, it was Dominic Lutz chipping it through the legs of a few different Wildcat skaters, stepping out all alone in front, and from just below the right wing face-off circle, he popped it upstairs over the right shoulder of Austin Shaw, who has really not had too much help in front of him this evening. He's faced 8 shots. Topeka's netminder, Matej Tomek, has faced 5, but the difference in quality between those chances is palpable. So I had a chance to speak with Wildcats head coach John LaFontaine earlier today and asked him what he thought about last night's game, and I'd be willing to bet that a lot of what you're about to hear will be a lot of what he's saying to his charges in the locker room right now. Here's John LaFontaine.
We showed the guys on film that attack on and pass to the middle of the ice after coming over the blue line or before the blue line. It's just not there. They've got 4 guys back. And
Wildcats kind of are in they're not kind of in a worse position. They are in a worse position than they were last night, and it's obvious to say, but they're down 2-0. They have 1:15 left on their penalty kill. They need their big guys and all of their big guys to step up and start playing some of their better hockey. Colin Staub has looked very good thus far tonight, eating for guys like Nick Farmer, Nikita Litviak, Eric Yeager, Max Reisinger. You're waiting for them to get involved, and here's what we must say. Topeka is a very good team. Topeka is a very good hockey team. There is no coincidence that the Wildcats are struggling against the top team in the division and one of the top teams in the league. However, if you're going to be the best, you have to beat the best, and the Wildcats are not looking like they're going to be able to do that tonight. But that said, still 40 minutes of hockey, still a lot to go, and still a lot of time to make the Wildcats have some good success coming out of the break. If they can kill this penalty off, maybe pop one early on and rattle Tomek, you never know what's going to happen. But it should be mentioned, Matej Tomek at home is virtually lights out. 12-1-1 at home, a 1-4-1 goals against in this building, and 4 shutouts of his 5, league-leading 5 shutouts on the year have been at Landon Arena here in Topeka. Will it take an early goal for the Wildcats? They certainly can't fall behind any further, as Austin Shaw has yielded 2 on 8 shots. Tomek has yielded none on 5. Although, as I mentioned a little bit ago, can't really fault Austin Shaw for either of those goals, as he needed a little bit more help. On the first one, I guess it was his own guy that kind of ran him out of the play, and then on the second one, the defense just wasn't able to clear the zone. So, We'll wait and see what the second 20 minutes has in store for the Wildcats and the RoadRunners. That's coming your way on the other side of the break here on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network, as Wildcats Hockey presented by Armored Roofing continues after this. For the start of the second period of action here, Ben Horner with you from Landon Arena in Topeka, Kansas on a Sunday evening, as Austin Shaw's in the cage to my left, Matej Tomek in the cage to my right. The Wildcats was with a minute 15 of penalty time to kill up on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill here, as it looks like it'll be Farmer, Subri, Cook, and Cam Knight to start things off, as Konstantin Chernyuk serves the remainder of his hooking minor. Puck down, we're underway in the second period here, as off the draw, it's controlled by Fernsler, who looks to lead it ahead. Fernsler gets it back from a teammate. That was Brickley who played it forward. Now Fernsler through the middle of the ice. Gornall, one-timer, save, no, they scored. Deflected at the back door by Fernsler, and that is the worst possible start for the Wildcats in this period. Power play goal, 15 seconds in. It's 3-0. No one had Fernsler marked on the back door. And it was pretty easy deflection there. It was actually a very nice play. I believe that was Brickley at the top of the zone. He went slap pass, false start on the draw, getting washed out is Gornall. And I want to focus in on something that Coach LaFontaine said at the very beginning of his conversation with me earlier today. He talked about how Topeka just wanted the games more, and right now, for the majority of the Wildcats players, that seems to be true. Here's Apap in front, looking for Beaulieu, and it went through the blue paint and behind Austin. Townsend steps up, tries to hold the zone. The Wildcats need an immediate response here if they have any shot. Apap takes it behind the net, left it there for Staub, in front for Beaulieu, and it went through his legs, caroms off the boards, and goes all the way down. Here's Townsend. He'll look to motor it forward. Nice stick handle there. Now he'll continue on. Gaining the zone here is Townsend. Taking it wide. Sherazin. He'll get towards the front of the net. Now it's left behind the cage. Farmer. First to it here. He'll protect. Looks to stash out in front. Hooked off it. Banked off the wall. As Cam Knight will have to field this one just in front of his own bench area. Now it's Kosmeski. Quickly along for Litviak. Litviak up ahead for Farmer now. Farmer pass behind Sherazin, as this is Farmer once more. Pass along the blue line is intercepted, as this is Farmer through the middle of the ice. His shot, easy glove save by Tomek, and we'll get a whistle. 18:39 remaining in the second. Wildcats now trailing 3-0 after a power play goal from Jason Fernsler just 15 seconds into the second period. Out to the right of Tomek. Of course, the Wildcats have come back in this building from deficits before. Remember, they overturned a 2-0 deficit with a couple of third period goals last March. However, this is 3-0. A different RoadRunners squad, although granted, a different Wildcat squad as well. Up the ice this goes. It's Fernsler slinging it along, looking for Strong. It was behind him, so Matt Cook will take this and bump it off the back wall. Cam Knight has some trouble with it here. Now it's Lazarus. Hooked to the middle of the ice and Yeager. Yeager along for Subri. Rather, this is a quick shot save there. Puck loose in front. Cook will take this one. Looks to play it towards the front of the net. Puck loose in front. Shot save from the stick of Yeager, as Lazarus was all alone. Now Lazarus and Brennan coming together here. 18:11 remaining. Albrecht has his helmet ripped off. like Lazarus is going to get some time in the box, and I think he's going to be the only one. It's going to be roughing. Not a smart one there, as the Wildcats already 0 for 1 on the penalty kill. We'll head back to it here. Lazarus sits 2 minutes for roughing. 18-11 remaining in the second period. Cats trailing 3-0 here. And they need to make sure they don't let this one get away from them. Albrecht got himself worked over in the middle of that. Had his helmet ripped off. Whoever did it got away with it. Or Stan Shurik thought that Lazarus was the most egregious of the aggressors. Anyway, off the face-off. The Wildcats can't clear. It's Reniker trying to go up to the point. Tied up in the corner instead. Gornall plays it along. Trying to work it free. Reniker up to the point and Sutter. Here is Sutter. Slap shot. Save. Rebound. Fernsler couldn't corral the rebound as Shaw gets back in position. This cleared and just over the blue line as Brickley drops it in the neutral zone and retreats back. A minute 30 remaining on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. Reniker in front. Loose puck taken by Reisinger, and he'll send it the length of the ice. Wildcats will start up a change here. Wholesale unit shift as out onto the ice comes Cook, Yeager, Knight, and Sherazin out on the forecheck. Starting it up the ice for the Roadrunners, it's Brickley moving it forward. Got it along for Irvine there. Irvine shields the puck, now plays it to the half wall for Fornaris. Fornaris trying to play it along the blue line. Instead goes down the wall for Urzowski. Urzowski shielding away from Sherazin now. Urzowski in the corner, getting worked over, trying to play a pass up to the point. Urzowski will win as the Cats are on the power play. A minute 45 on the man advantage. Take this one off the stick of Austin as we play well ahead of him here. Into the corner goes Subri. Reisinger tries to work it free. He does just that. Has it hooked off him though. Legal play. To 5-on-5 hockey as this is up the ice for Cam Strong. Strong tied up there by Kosmeski. Settled down here by Shane, and he was able to work it into the neutral zone, but only for Strong to take it once more. For Norris. The blue line, so no icing here as he'll go in and beat Hinchin to the puck. Gornall now. Off it there. Bad angle look by Urzowski. Caroms through the blue paint, off the corner boards and goes out. 12-10 remaining in the second period. Now it's O'Connor. Oh, big bump there. Litviak threw him hard into the board. That draws a crowd. We play on here as it's Litviak trying to jab it forward for Farmer. Farmer goes into the corner. O'Connor first to it here as the Wildcats trying to ramp up the physicality as Sherazin has it behind the net. Can maintain possession. Urzowski picks this one up. Chip forward. Could be a 2-on-1 once more. Here's Gornall walking forward. Townsend sticks it away and forces him to the far side half wall. Play down low once more. First to it on the near side. Brennan chips it up, rolls around the top of the glass to the far side corner. Looks on the power play that expired a few moments ago. But Tomek side corner it goes. Bolio will repossess for Wichita Falls. Gave it to Yeager. Here's Yeager protecting. Hooked out in front. Staub at angle. Looks saved there. Staub with it once more. Staub. Backhand effort. He wasn't able to direct it to the cage. Here is Brickley trying to step free as it's played only as far as Hinchin at the red line. Hinchin had Albrecht in a lot of space. Plays it in deep as Albrecht will go into pursuit. Albrecht first to it here. Now can't reach a skittering puck to the near side corner at Caroms with 9:30 remaining in the second as the Cats still trail 3-0. Albrecht with the puck in front. Shot save. Puck loose. Rebound up to the point. Kosmeski holding his shot blocked. Getting the rebound is Kosmeski. Along to Hinchin. Hinchin towards the net. Blocked down in front. Drops down to the ice in the faceoff circle. Cleared but held by Kosmeski. Served back into the corner. Lazarus first to it. Up to the point. Hinchin chips it down low. Held once more by the Wildcats. This is better from Wichita Falls. Here is Yeager. Into the corner it goes. Lazarus first to it here. Tied up by Fernsler. Albrecht gets involved. Has Yeager, but he couldn't pull the pass. As this is Lutz getting his way around Hinchin again. Shot saved there. Good stop there by Austin Shaw. He'll knock it aside to the corner. Yeager picks this one up for the Wildcats. He'll protect. Circle back in his own zone and look to play it up the ice as the Cats are in the midst of a change. Hard back to the near side. Lazarus now gets it up to Sherazin. Sherazin gains his own offside. As into the zone there, I believe, was either Yeager or Litviak. 8:32 remaining in the goal. Are 16-12 in favor of Topeka. 3-0 is the score in favor of the Roadrunners. That is a telling stat in and of itself. A team that has averaged close to 35 shots on goal per game hasn't even hit 15 yet, and we're over the halfway mark. Here's O'Connor. He'll look to start up the ice on the left wing boards. He'll gain the red line and float this one in deep. Cook the first to it here. Rolled off to the far side corner. Urzowski took it in front of everyone. Now Shaw makes another save. We get the whistle here. They're hooked right back out in front, and Orzowski's effort was blocked. Goes away to the far side corner as APAP has this to play down low for Cam Knight. It never reached him. APAP will fight through another check. Work it up, Colin Staub. Down from behind the net of Tomek and gives to Reniker. Reniker over the blue line. Here's Hiko Saka. Drop pass towards Shaw's cage, and he was able to get a toe to it with a big left pad. This is precise. Lazarus couldn't handle the puck cleanly. It's caroming around in the neutral zone where it's Tavar gains it. Drop pass is intercepted as APAP will stick handle away from the forecheck. Left there for Hinchin. He'll chip it off to the near side where Staub rolls off the check, gave it to Beaulieu. Beaulieu has some trouble with it. Domer gives it back to Lutz. His shot scores! Hat trick for Lutz. The Wildcats once again don't clear the zone. Once again, Lutz walks in uncontested, and once again, Lutz scores. Hinchin played it into a dangerous area along the boards. Staub had a chance to work it free. He and Beaulieu couldn't clear the zone. Lutz had it and beat Shaw. It's 4-1. The hungrier team for that puck when it's remaining in the third period. Topeka is leading 4-1. Good value for that 3-goal lead. Face off, it's a win for the Wildcats. Knight will play this along for Matt Cook. Cook gives it up to Farmer. Farmer looking to make an impact. His shot, glove saved there by Tomek. And so it's Yeager from Lazarus at 3:02, and then off. Here against the Wildcats. Chernyuk and let him walk in. Looking at the replay here. Can't give Jason Fernsler the leading, and off to the far side it goes for Gorinal to chip in. A wake-up call for the Wildcats, and remind them that there's still hard work to be done in this 2014 campaign. Loose, it's worked forward because Mesk off the Wildcats' control. Here's Townsend stepping forward, slap shot. It's blocked. Sherazin looking to get to it first. He does. Serve back behind towards the front of the net, and Tomek will cover up. And we'll get a crowd here as Sherazin has it coming together. Litviak involved with Fernsler. Fernsler getting inside Litviak's head a little bit here. Inconsequential, really. Now it's 6-2. Brickley is going to be escorted. Reisinger's 11th of the year. Wildcats within 4. Lazarus plays this one into the corner and goes in after it with 5:10 remaining. Lazarus up to the point for Matt Cook. Top of the left circle. Cook holding his shot blocked off a leg and goes wide. Knight thought about stepping down. Now Yeager does likewise. Instead, it's worked free by Reniker. 2-on-1. Hiko Saka in the middle. Reniker hooked off it. Nice back check. Oh, and then he's clotheslined from behind. Touching up is Hiko Saka. Reniker, that's going to be a holding call. In football, that would have been a horse collar tackle. as he caught him around the neck and just pulled him down from behind. 4:52 remaining in the third. The Wildcats will head to the power play here. They are 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Bolio, Staub, Apap, Knight, and Townsend are out there. Apap wins the draw. Bolio gives it back to Knight, who gives it quickly along for Bolio. Bolio moves his feet and gives to Staub. He couldn't handle this, as now it's behind the net, and they'll go to battle for it. Trying to dig it free is Apap. Throws his man into the boards. Far side corner where Townsend shovels it up to the point. Knight along for Bolio. His shot blocked there by O'Connor, and it's cleared all the way down. Shaw quickly out of his net. He'll leave it there for Cam Knight. Knight for Townsend. To the near side, it's off the glass. Bolio tries to settle the bouncing puck. Here is Austin Bolio. Townsend holds on a slapper. Now it's Bolio. Quick shot goes high. That got the glass. Had the top corner there, but he couldn't find line for APAP once more. 1:10 remaining in the Wildcats power play. They're 0 for 2 thus far on the man advantage. Near side it works for Bolio. He'll leave it there. He was trying to find Staub. Fernsler got in the way as Bolio jabs it back behind. Poland will be the first to adhere, and he'll clear this one down. Knight stepped in front of his man at the bench area, though. Bolio, as he waits for APAP to get back on side. Led forward for APAP. Couldn't touch it through the legs of Fernsler, and it's played all the way down. 3:35 remaining in the third. Cook, back to collect. It's picked up by Farmer. Farmer wheeling through some traffic, gets around a man. Here's Farmer around another. In the corner, here's Farmer, who goes all the way around in front to the top of the zone, and Cook. Here's Cook, back to Farmer, top of the circle. Shot deflects, goes high, gets the glass from the stick of Sherazin just above the crease. Cook holds it in, but his pass along the blue line was stick to the neutral zone by Erzowski, as Farmer will curl back in the last 15 of the power play. Given along to Yeager. Yeager will bring it forward. Now it's Sherazin. Sherazin, shot, blocked, gets it back. Sherazin shot once more, blocked again, and it's behind the net. Reisinger pressed hard into the boards. Box here on a breakaway. It's Reneker. Here's Reneker. Save there by Shaw. Good right pad save. He read it all the way. Here's Cook. Headman pass up the ice for Reisinger with 2:35 remaining. Reisinger, quick shot, saved. Tomek and Sherazin come together. Oh, Sherazin takes a cross check to the face from Brennan. It was a coming together. It was a coincidental collision between Tomek and Sherazin. Tomek actually took his blocker and ran it into the face of Sherazin. Brennan then cross-checked Sherazin in the face. Sherazin wants to go with somebody. He is irate and is getting held back. He got cross-checked in the face twice by Brennan. That's worthy of a 5-minute major for Brennan in this broadcaster's opinion. Sherazin will get 2 minutes as well. If this is even, it'll be... I don't see a way it can be even. It was a collision between Sherazin and Tomek. Incidental. Brennan took exception and started cross-checking face while he was down. And yeah, Brennan's night is going to be done. So, Sturek sorting everything out with the off-ice officials. 2:32 remaining in the third period, and the Wildcats are trailing 6-2. Sherazin looks like his night's going to be done as well. He's getting his money's worth before he skates off. They have a penalty for Sherazin up on the board. In what way is that a power play for Topeka? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sherazin got cross-checked in the face twice, and Sturek gives Topeka the power play. Oh my goodness. My goodness. That's laughable. That is laughable. 2:32 remaining in the third period. Sherazin got mugged in the crease, and somehow the Wildcats are shorthanded out of all of that. Well, some nights you're the Louisville Sluggers, some nights you're the ball, and tonight the Wildcats feel like the ball. Horrendous. Horrendous. Now, we'll say this. This doesn't have an impact on the game. It's 6-2. The game's been decided, but that is laughable officiating from Sturrock. Sherazin gets cross-checked in the face twice while he's down on the ice. And somehow Topeka comes away with the power play. Reminder, Sturrock is the same guy who sent Sherazin to the box on 2 different occasions back in November against Amarillo. Anyway, if you were hoping for a good, clean game tonight, you didn't get one. Sorting it all out here after Stan Sturrock bottled that collision in front of Tomek's crease. Litviak will serve the minor. I'm still dumbfounded as to how the Wildcats are on the Gilmore's Collision Center penalty kill. Oh, they scored right off the draw. It's Fernsler. So 2:30 remaining in the third. Wildcats trailing 7-2. And man, they can't wait for this one to go. So they gave Sherazin and Brennan both roughing double minors. Then they gave Sherazin a charge. Apparently cross-checking a guy in the face twice is only worthy of a double minor. Anyway, the power play goal stands, 2:20 remaining. And it's skated forward here by Albrecht. His shot blockered away there. Cook looking to hold on to this one. He'll drop it back. Cook lays it towards the net. Shot saved, rebound knocked away. Knight takes a run at Hiko Saka. It's out of play. Hiko Saka down, and now this is getting out of hand. This is exactly what Sturrock did not want to happen, but you let too many penalties go. And this is what happens. Guys start taking runs at each other. Saka back to his feet. Albrecht gets a penalty. It's a clean-cut charge against Austin Albrecht. But this one has gotten out of hand in the last few minutes, and what was a very strong win for Topeka will be marred by a whole mess of penalties. We'll see what they give to Albrecht here. He's going to get an extra one, I think. Maybe not. Anyway, 2:05 remaining in the third. Cats will be shorthanded once more. As, man, do they just want this game to end. At this point, you just hope that everyone gets out of this game intact without any injuries. This one has really gotten a little cheap, has to be said. Here's Herzowski inside the blue line in the last 2 minutes as the Wildcats are just wanting to get on the bus and get back home. Herzowski. Now it's Poland, middle of the blue line. Towards the net, wide of the cage. Poland, down low. Cook, off to the far side. He wasn't able to clear. Now Subri will clear this one down. A minute 30 remaining on the penalty to Albrecht. A minute 30 remaining now in the third period. You start to wonder, as the Cats are starting to look a little bit leggy here, as Fornaris in front had a shot attempt, passed it up instead. Now Kosmeski has it, won't play it out of the zone. You have to wonder, as Cats look leggy. Only carrying 20 guys for the last few weeks is starting to catch up with them. They're going to need all the healthy bodies they can get with a whole mess of games coming along. Kosmeski skated across. Looked like he was trying to throw an elbow there. That's not what you want to see. Last minute of play in the period, brought to you by La Quinta Inns and Suites. 7-2, Topeka holding the lead. Poland. Towards the cage of Shaw, and he'll settle it down. It's skittered into his 5-hole, but he'll seal it off. 44.8 seconds remaining in the third. 7-2 is the score in favor of Topeka. Time for a wake-up call if you're the Wildcats. As I mentioned a little earlier, as Kosmeski clears this one down. A lot of season left to be sure, but this is going to be one that they're going to have to put in the memory bank as motivation to better themselves in the latter stages of this season. 15 seconds left. Domer stepping it forward. Blows into the corner as this is Townsend rolling his man off it. Kosmeski threw his man down to the ice. That'll be another penalty here. It's against the Wildcats. 4 seconds remaining as O'Connor takes it to the corner, and we'll get the whistle. 7-2 final. Topeka finishes off the sweep as the Wildcats did not bring their A game this weekend as things got chippy at the end. Two teams started throwing cheap shots. A lot of penalty minutes in that third period. Either way, the Wildcats were outplayed all over the ice tonight and for the most part last night. Topeka picks up the deserved sweep. We'll step aside momentarily and wrap things up when we come back here from Topeka on FastHockey.com and the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Putting a quick recap on this one as the Wildcats fall 7-2 with the loss. They fall to 21-7-0. They are 18-6-0 in the division now. They are 7-4-0 away from the KYC. Topeka with the win improves to 4-6-3. They are now 17-1-1 at home as the Wildcats got run are a little bit ragged here this evening. They'll have to put this one behind them and bounce back when they take on the Amarillo Bulls on December 31st. Let's get you the quick scoring summary here before we step aside. Dominic Lutz scored 2 in the first period within a 3-minute span, or 3 minutes and change anyway. That made it 2-0. Then Fernsler scored 15 seconds into the second as it was then 3-0. Lutz had a chance to complete his hat trick in the second, but his penalty shot was unsuccessful after Subri had covered the puck in the crease. Then in the third, Eric Yeager pulled one back for the Wildcats for a bit of consolation and to give them a little bit of life. 3-1 was the score then, but 30 seconds later, the Cats gave it right back. They weren't able to clear the zone. Lutz walked in, completed his hat trick. Then it was Jason Fernsler picking up another power play goal. Shearer then made it 6-1. Reisinger grabbed the consolation, but Fernsler would ice it away as if it needed any icing. A 7th goal to tack on the extra point and play the final nail in the coffin as Topeka takes a 7-2 win. With the win, Tomek improves to 14-2-1. With the loss, Austin Shaw now falls to 12-2-0. That his first loss Essa. That is Austin Shaw's first loss since losing to back on October 30th. Reminder, our next broadcast is Wednesday, December 31st, when the Wildcats travel to Amarillo to take on the Bulls. Wildcats will be playing 4 games over 6 days against Amarillo. That one is the first one, as drop is scheduled for 7:05. We'll have the pregame for you from the Amarillo Civic Center at 6:50 on the Wildcats Broadcast Network. Then, I'm Ben Horner saying thanks so much for joining us on this presentation of Wildcats hockey presented by Armored Roofing. From all of us at the Wildcats, have a good night and take care.